Okay, I'm just going to run through these stocks here in the trading levels section here and just point out some of the weaknesses and strengths in these stocks. And yeah, so this first one on the list is FXL, and the code is, you'll find the codes up here as well, but I'll run through them the same way that they're in on the website there. So essentially this stock here has is fine. It's doing all the right things at $2 here, the major trading level, and it's come up from the medium trading level here. Because it's had a very large correction across this level here, there is a chance that it can push straight up from here. This would be considered a fourth wave from here, and the target would be 250 as this yeah, so this particular push up through here would be as a third wave going up through here. These would be series of waves ones and twos in terms of up for one, back for two, up for one, ABC across here. So we're looking for the third wave here. This would be the fourth and the fifth going up through here. There is risk here in terms that this hasn't really completed its correction here. And what I mean by that is that when a market comes up to a level, if I just make a sort of an example here, when a market comes up, there's two things it can do. The normal thing is that it comes up and hits the level like this, then it reacts from that particular level, and then it pushes up through that, creating the first high above the level, and that's what that's done there. Then it normally, that would be this correction, this top here is the top of this particular structure here. Then it would normally have an ABC correction coming down through the level and then making its way back up through the level there. Normally we would catch the situation over here, exactly what it's done here as well. It's come up, it's reacted, come back, made the first high above the level, then it's had the A wave, the B wave and the C wave coming down through here, which is this correction through, and then building up through here, and that's how we would normally fold this here. But because of the large correction here, there's a reasonable chance that this can just push straight up through here. But then there is risk here because of just what I've mentioned. There may be another section to this over here, so that's where the risk sits, and then we would use the minor trading levels to scale in through here. So what that means is that first of all, the stop would need to go under the at the 197 here at an odd number, not $2 or 198, but 197, because there'll be orders sitting in there. And then if you're looking at getting 1,000 shares through here as an example, well, then you would look to get say 300 of them under sitting on top of the 10, then on top of the 20, then on top of the 30 there, and then getting to the 50 there, then you would take at least 50 to 75% of those out at that point there. So this has got a reasonable chance here because it's defied the trends a little, general trends a little bit, but that's where the risk lies. We've got this sort of correction here, but we don't have that sitting here just yet, so that's where the risk sits there. The next one, the AGO here, this is a nice strong third wave in here. Won't go into it all too much. We're on a weekly chart here. I'll just put it on a daily chart to make things a little bit easier here. Now the levels here are obviously the medium level here at $4, so we're under that that level here, and this trade would have been taken, should have been taken a long time ago. There is a bit of a triangle pattern that's occurring through here. We can use that bottom part of the triangle now for a bit of support as well, but essentially it's coming through like this here. So the aspect here is that we'd be looking for sort of 5 waves up through here. So, but there would still be a correction across here. So even if we'd seen 5 waves come up through here in a manner like this, and that's what's going now, would still be looking for the first high above the level. That's what I just mentioned just then. So even in this little section here, there'll be something like that. Then there would be some sort of ABC retracement level like that, eventually finding support on this level here and then moving up from that. So that's the kind of thing that you would need to navigate. So you can see that the stop would still have to be down under this trend line here, so it's a fair distance for all of this. But what it does enable us to do is it does enable us to take a very slow approach through this process here by perhaps having a very small position in here and gaining a bit more here and then some over here as it goes. You know, don't just sort of shovel it in, but building a trade in over time, a little bit like this section over here. You see how that's maneuvered around that level there. It's come up and hit it, come back, eventually got up there, come back, and then got up there from that point. So that's the point that we're looking at just in there. So that sort of picture over here is what we're looking at. The triangle pattern through here is a nice. The bigger and uglier the correction is, the safer the next trend. So we've got this distance through here and squaring time with price to the upside. So we'd be looking for minimum of 450 up there, but the real level will be looking at $5 up that way. There is other stocks that are probably fundamentally better than this one here, like P&A, but matter of opinion, and it's not really my thing to do that. But you can see this particular pattern here. What I'm looking at here is this pattern here being corrective. Also, with these patterns as well, especially AGO and this stock here, this is kind of like the triangle that we're just sort of looking at, but they have their own sort of patterns here. This pattern here reminds me of this pattern here, and this pattern and this pattern. There's all that sort of relationship there. Now, but the main point is here is that this pattern, because this pattern down through here has got overlapping wave structures, the highs and the lows overlap. It means that it's a correction, and if it's a correction, it means it's a continuation pattern, and the continuation pattern means that this continuing in the direction of the trend. So the move up through here. This is the direction. So once this is finished, then it will continue to the upside. So it's just a game of trends and corrections of different degrees. Once again, the level in here is obviously the medium level here. And this is probably in a slightly better position, a bit more advanced, because it's sitting a bit closer to the level here, but it still needs to get on there as support. Now, it should hopefully push through this time, so look for support on the $4 there. And next one is CBA. Slightly different situation here, but what we're doing here is just sort of picking the bottom, I guess, in this sense here. And what I mean by that is that this whole trend down here I've been sort of looking at through here. You can see that everything's got a beginning, a middle, and end. So this is the beginning of it, the middle of it here, and the ending process through here. So it's like a ball bouncing down through here. So you see how it's got that sort of curve there? You can slightly pick it up on these ones here as well. So when you see a market with that sort of curve in it there, that means that it's support coming in there. And normally the more of an angle, you see how this one here is really sharp coming down. This one's on a bit more of an angle coming through here, and this one's on a bit more of an angle still. That's a sign of strength. I mean, a real strength would be going sideways like this here. That's my favorite pattern. Well, the triangle's probably the most sought after pattern of all, but a market that goes up and then goes sideways is a very strong correction in terms, because it's not correcting in price, it's just correcting in time. So this one's got a bit of that to it. So I kind of like that, and I like the structure that's gone up through here, and this one coming back through here. So it's got a bit of yeah, and also down through here, it's just like we talked about that big trend there. It's got it's basically got an A and a B and a C here. So what we're looking for here now is we're looking for a bit of a push to the upside here. So we're at 526. So if this market finds support again at because we're above $5 here, so the minor trading levels would be in here. So if this market could find support, I wouldn't buy it where it is, but if it can find support back on top of the 530 to get a very small position in there, and very small because you'd want to leave the stop down at least at 507 here, and if it can push up from here and gain support on the 50, then pick up another one as well. But just we are picking a bottom here, but we're doing it within a little bit of understanding, and also the money management to match that risk there. So scaling in, dividing that up, and looking for a 25% position here, and then adding above over here. This next one ILU here is pretty much a short-term trade. As you can see here, it's done its trend here, but I reckon there's a bit more in it. This particular pattern here is a little bit like this one here, and we'll have a closer look at that here. Now, because it is a correction here, you can see that it's got overlapping wave structures here, moving sideways in a range, should push to the upside there. So there's a couple of things that would bother it from here, and first of all is the medium level here. So the medium level 1650 is what it's sitting on, and you can see the resistance here at 18 as a profit taking number here. But look, there'll probably be some ducking and diving across the 18 level here because there'll be orders there, but the idea would be getting up to 20 there and getting out and moving. You don't get out at the 20, but you know, anywhere anywhere in here. If we were trading this long coming up here, then we'll be taking profit at close to the 18 here, because 18 is a profit taking number, and would be taking it would have been looking at taking it in amongst here. Anyway, this is a corrective pattern in here, and we'll look to go higher through there, and the distance of this pattern here should be enough to get us reasonably close to the 20 there, and that's what you'd be gunning for there. So just a short term trade there. This is all based off the ASX having a bit of a rally off the 4,500, by the way. So this market here, this is a this whole pattern here is a corrective pattern, and looking for it. It's basically, this was where all the buyers and the sellers were. Okay, so now this is pierced back up through there and just sort of taken a lot of those out. So it's reacting to that. So we're looking for support here, and then a move up again from there as well. So it's not quite ready yet. It needs to come down and test the 30 here. Either test the 30 or find support on the 40, one of the two, but work from at least one of these numbers. Don't go in no man's land. And then if the 50 has got support there, then we can trade it up from there, because this is quite a nice big correction across here, and well, from this point to this point anyway. So it should get us much higher up through here, but all we're trying to do in here is just sort of glean a couple of small positions here. So let's see how we go there. But sitting on the 40 would be one, and then sitting on the 350 would be the other. FMG. So we're looking at this strong push here as the third wave, and we're looking at this here as a corrective fourth wave within here. Now, the level to work with here, as you probably already know, but an odd number, the 650 here, and we'll take a closer look at this here. So, well, I won't spend too much time here. Look, if this market finds support on the 650 here, then we can straight away start looking at $8. Now, the 650 is the halfway mark between 5 and 8. That's where it comes in, a little bit like the 1650. I just call it level 65, and you'll see it pop up everywhere. But look, we want support on that 65 there, on that $6.50, and then we can move to the upside on that. So I won't waste any more time on that. SFR, that's the next one. Once again, this particular pattern that's coming down here, we're treating that as a corrective pattern. Mind you, this also appears a little bit sort of corrective as well through here. We know that the major level there would be the $8, and we've got support on the 650 there. So once again, we're in no man's land here, but I figured that would be taken out the top here in due course. Just don't really have a lot to work off here at the moment, and we just have a look at it's good to look at things in a different way here. It's got some yeah. Let me think here. Look for a more solid support off the 720, and then off the 750 here. So let it build a good support off the $7, but look for the support on the 720, 730 to add to, and then add over the 750. If it can just get up a little bit higher, then it will be on its way there. But the aim of this is to The aim of this is to just try and get a small position in here, and then we'll look to add to it over the other side over there. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of resistance here and a lot of mucking around, but a very small 25% position on top of it, divided between the 720 and the 730 support, and even on the 750. But don't add to it after that, because there will be corrective moves through here. Okay, next one, PRU, gold. Same as in this bucket here would be, Newcrest, and the other one we're looking at was MML as well, slightly different pattern. What we've got here is that we've got an A and a B and a C in terms of an A, B, C for the A wave, and an A and a B and a C for the B wave, and then the C wave down through here. So we are heading up through here, and this is a corrective pattern here, so we should see this top being taken out in due course. Now, in terms of trading it, it's the $3 mark here that we need to work off. So, yeah. So, in this little pattern that we're looking at coming off here, we'll have to look for 5 waves up. So we'll be looking for something like that here. And then we'll be looking for an ABC pattern coming back into here like this. And then we'd see another 5 move off over through that. So you can see that if it's something like that, this can also come back down through here, or this one here can come back through here if that's going to be some sort of top in there. So it's really all about staying above that 280 there. Okay, so that's what you're up against. But it's good just to understand the range that you would need to hold within all of this here while this underplays here. We will look at this further in closer detail as it unfolds now, because I don't normally sort of start looking at things until we're over in this paddock here. Okay, so in terms of timing, but we could get wrong here. This can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and end up much higher up through here. So that's why I'm mentioning that there. NCM as well. NCM. Quite a bit of sort of recurring pattern in here, not that probably sort of noticed it that much, but look, I just consider this pattern here and this pattern here and this pattern here is all pretty much the same sort of pattern. Of course, it's slightly different and so forth, but yeah. So what we're dealing with here is we're looking at the medium level 4 here, a bit like those other stocks that we're looking at $4, and you can see that we just need support on the four now. That's where we are, and that's what we need to be looking for. And we'd be looking at this in terms of an A and a B and a C, in terms of an A wave, an A and a B and a C for the B wave, and 5 waves in here for the C wave here, and looking for support back up through here. Once again, we'd be looking for a little 1, 2, to be a 3 and a 4 and a 5 in here, then an A and a B and a C, and then up from that point there. But look, it's getting ready, and the bigger the correction, the better the next trend. So we'll be looking at $50 with this. So spend a little bit of time. We'll try and build in over here. No rush, no big deal, no particular sort of perfect point to get in. It's a bit more of a trend trade, and it's to get to 50. So it's a long haul there. AUT. Okay, right, so this is a nice strong 3rd wave coming through here, and this is a 4th wave, and we're looking at a 5th wave coming through here. Now, in this 5th wave here, this is a corrective move in here, so we're looking up for 1 and back for 2. This is the whole 3rd wave up here. Then we're looking for an A and a B and a C wave here, and then we'll be looking for another push to the upside through here. So we know that we're working the level across $3 here. So that's the situation here. So yeah, I'm not sort of sure about this here. That's I understand that. Is that the C wave in there? Is that the A, the B and the C here? So look, just look for more support here. If this goes further to the upside here, you want to be getting in there then. But there is risk of this coming back through here in terms of an ABC coming through here, and this a bit like that here, and then moving up through there. But it shouldn't really come back below the $3 here because of the actual structure that we're looking, 1, 2, 3 here. So it should just push straight up from here, but this C wave down here is not very sort of clear to me. So any support within here would be fine, and a bit of support up here, but take profit at the 380 and then at the 4 here on that one there. Next one is another iron one, BCI, so that would be in there as well, bit scrappy, but this is a nice sort of long third wave here. You can see straight away that we're under the level here, so that's where the risk is, and I mean that in terms of the $3 here. So, but it really wants to get up through there, so if you did take a chance of getting in through here, then you'd have to keep the stop under these lows here, but just get a small position there and look to add through these areas here. This is obviously minor group 1 here, and looking to move higher from there, but understand that this is the line in the sand, so any buying under here is risk. It needs to prove itself by getting above there and creating support there. Okay, BPT. This one had quite a nice Elliott count in it, actually. I'm just going to be quick with this, but you can look at it later. It's just a good count, and I'm just going to count that now. So we'll start from this point. So we've basically got up for wave 1 here and back for wave 2 here, and then we've got up for wave 3 here, back for 4, and up for 5 here. Now we're just going to go back in and go over this again. So this time we're going to start from this point here and just look at the third wave. Okay, so the third wave is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's all the third wave, just 5 waves within there. That's it's just a nice count fitting in there. So that goes like that, and then this next count would be that third wave there. That's 1 there. That's the 2 there. So we've basically got ourselves a 5-wave structure here like this. Bit complicated, I know, but then we've got the ABC correction here like that. So we've got 5 waves going up through here, and then we've got the ABC here, and now we should be pushing up higher through here. And one of the good points here is that we're above the 1 here, so we're not above there just yet, as you know, but we're above where we've done our little ABC here. So now we're looking for a move up through here. So any support on 1 there, and check the market depth, then have a crack at that. But otherwise the stop would need to be left under the 90 here. Actually, in this third wave here that we're looking at, this third wave going through here, there's also another nice 5 waves in here as well, and you can normally pick that out because of the strong third wave in the middle. So this is actually the third of the third. That's what traders look for. So up for 1, back for 2, up for 1, back for 2, up for 1, back for 2. So it's right into the third wave there, the third of the third. That's the most powerful point in a structure. But anyway, once it finds support on here, all good. BND is the other one here. Just have a look at this. Okay, the reason I like this one here, 4, is reasonably simple. It's just because of this pattern here. See that corrective pattern there? When you're looking at a market in terms of market that's moving up, that's the main thing to look for with Elliott, is just to look for a 3-wave correction, and when this market pushes up more than 50-60%, then you've got something. And you can see here that it's working with the level. In this case here, it was this 3-wave sort of here. So when it gets back up to here, simply because of that 3-wave price action there, then you know that the top's going to be taken out. That's the beauty of it, Same with this little guy here as well. So you get to know them after a while. So this 3-wave pattern here would make a new high through here. As you know, as you can see, the $2 is there. So it's sitting above support there now. So any stops would need to be kept under here, but once again scale in through here, so you want to be finding support on 210 and 220, and the idea is to get to the 250. Right, one more. What's this one? Okay, right. So first of all, we've got this strong wave structure through here, okay? So that's normally the third wave. So that would make this all of the fourth wave here. As you can see, there would be some sort of triangle pattern here. And this is what traders look for. It's the most chased pattern of all, really. So the most important thing when you find a triangle pattern is to find the balance point within that. So just sort of moving something up and down until you can find some sort of balance point in it. And of course you've got the, it'll be working to some sort of big number there, and in this case it's 2 there. So we know that 2 is the support. We know that somewhere in here, I need to focus on it a bit, but somewhere in there is the balance point. So if that's the balance point there, next time this comes up and sits on 220, so it lifts up over the balance point, then we can go in and trade that to the long side there. So just either wait for it to come back down through here and do whatever it's going to do here and then get back up and look at it that way, or wait for it to prove itself and push to new highs here. So 220 you could get a bit, and then on 230 once that becomes support there as well. But don't overdo it up here, because it will react to the trend line here and push it back. It will react to the 250 and push it back. So it's going to be a game of supply and demand through this whole section through here. Okay, I just thought I'd have a quick look at all of this here, but the catalyst for all of this would be seeing the XJO come back and sit on the 4-5 through here. So that's what we're looking for there in this term here. So we're looking for a short-term bounce off here, but we're also looking, we need the 4-5 as support here in this particular case here. So most of the stocks that we talked about really are just a smaller stock. So this is the ASX 200. You can see how this has come down here. The smaller stocks would be in a different sector. They would be in this sector here. So you can see that they haven't come down as much. So they've got this 5-wave structure up through here. So they haven't pulled back as much in here. So that's sort of helpful. You can also have a look at the other sectors as well, you know, the mining sectors, the XXM and so forth, and see where they're sitting. But there is strength coming from the base metals in a sense, and some of the smaller stocks are showing that. Alrighty, cheers.